What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Lincoln, and I'm the owner and operator of Ariotech Services. And the topic of today is going to be toxic family members. So this message comes from one of my viewers and one of my followers, and he's claiming that he lives in an environment which I'm assuming that's kind of either like a government assistance housing or something in that nature, because he was saying that he lives in an environment, a family environment, where everybody is just mediocre and nobody is high achievers. Everybody is just, that's all they do is they're stuck on a conveyor belt where they just go to work, come home, work the jobs that they hate doing, come home, don't do nothing about it, and just sit around all day and don't do shit for the rest of the day. So with this particular person is um he is more of a high achiever, and he is probably the only one in that household, which there's probably, I'm assuming there's probably maybe like more than 5 or 10 people that is living inside that one house. It's kind of like a common thing in the Hawaii area where you have multiple families that actually live under one roof in the house, and there's like literally like no fucking privacy at all. Everywhere you go, you have no time alone, you have no intimate time with your girlfriend. So anyway, back on that topic, what he is saying that every time he tries to go to college, or he talks about going to college, talks about getting married, talks about this girl that he likes that lives down the road, and just all these kind of things that's gonna improve him mentally, improve his self-esteem, improve him in every in positive way as possible. His family members, they stomp on him and they drag him down by telling him stupid shit like, oh, she'll never date somebody like you, or no, you're not cut out for college material. You have to just get a job and work, and um, you cannot own your own business, which according to his article, that's what he wants to do too. So he is kind of like really in a situation where he doesn't know what to do. So he is seeking out for my help on top of that. Um, so here's my answer to your question right there. This is basically based on research. I'm assuming you're living in government housing. Usually, a lot of people who are living in government housing, like such as like the projects or whatever it is, many of those people are kind of like family generations where they're stuck in poverty, in that situation, stuck in that type of environment for like 2 to 3 generations, sometimes even more. So this guy is kind of like young, so he still has a chance to get out of it, get out of that type of environment. But one thing about those kind of places and those kind of environments is majority of those people really has nothing going with for them. Most of them are like high school dropouts or college dropouts. They don't believe in college, and they just like really have nothing going for them. So if they have one person that is trying to achieve success, that is trying to open up his own business or become a doctor, lawyer, pilot, whatever the fuck he wants to become, it's gonna be that those people, it doesn't necessarily mean family. It could be your neighbors, it could be your friends, which those kind of places, your neighbors are, everybody's just all in the same situation, all on one boat as well. They're gonna drag them down. There's a good chance that they're gonna drag them down. So, um, one thing, my first advice would be to for you is you should remove yourself from these people as soon as possible, or at least if you don't have the opportunity to do that, at least distance yourself from these people as much as possible. Um, so how do you do that? That's the question that you probably want to know. The answer is kind of simple. Usually, usually I would have a policy to where I don't just tell people to go out there and find a job and work a job for the rest of your life. No, I want to see people find a job that they love doing and it's a great work environment and reach their highest potential and keep climbing that ladder. But in this situation, it's exceptional. You can make an exception in this type of situation, because that's the only way you're gonna get ahead in this situation. So what I would do is, and what you should do in this situation, find a job somewhere. Find a job in a restaurant, in a hotel, even if it's working as a janitor, whatever it is to make money. And as soon as you establish yourself doing that, then slowly by slowly, once you make enough money and you get established in your work, maybe even find two jobs as well too. That's your first step that you do. And like distance yourself from these people as much as possible. Just maybe only if you have to come home to these people, just come home and just use that place just as a place to rest your head. Um, but as soon as you save up enough money and you're confident enough to find your own place, I would recommend maybe for starting, like what I did is I started off in finding a room to rent in somebody's house. That's what I would recommend. Just shop around, look for people who has spare rooms in their houses that are still paying mortgage or just could use the extra money and just say, hey, you know what? I'm looking for a room to stay, or just put ads out there in Craigslist if you have to. Whatever you gotta do, figure that shit out. And just find like a cheap room someplace and just live inside there for now. And then from there you can distance yourself from your family or anybody who is toxic, whether it's your friends or your neighbors and everything. And it'll be a lot easier for you to kind of like little bit at least detach yourself from them just a little bit. Um, and then that's when you can kind of you kind of get the picture. So moving on, number two, mm, nobody would do or say anything to you that you don't invite them to do. So basically, when your family tries to tear you down, whether it's your family, whether it's your neighbor, whether it's your friends, no matter who the fuck it is, when they try to tear you down, um, this is what I did. So going back to my situation, I've been in that situation before where I had to let family members go. I still respect the privacy of these families that I had to cut from my life, so I'm not gonna put the title out there on who these family members were. But I had family members that actually did that to me, where they would always try to put roadblocks on my dreams by telling me that, oh, you're not gonna make it, and this is your life. It's just being mediocre and just being a nobody, pretty much, and trying to pull me back down to their level. So I kind of gave those family members chances, and I told them, and this is what I tell you. You can explain that to your family too, in or your friends or whatever, in your own words. Is people who do not support my future will not be in my future. So I gave those family members a few chances. I mean, way too many chances. And it came to that point where it was just getting so overwhelming that I just had to cut them from my life already. So, and when I cut somebody from my life like that, it's like I don't call them anymore. I don't talk to them anymore. No, nothing like that. It's just whether it's family, whether it's friends or this and that, and I just completely let them go. And if they want to make things up and if they want to make peace with me and they're ready to behave themselves, they're more than welcome to contact me. But as far as me contacting them, no, it is not gonna happen. I'm gonna move on. And I'll tell you what, I never been I feel so much more free. I feel like all the change just dropped from me and I'm a lot more happier because I'm not around all that negative type bullshit. And I have given them the chances. Now you may catch shit from other family members and friends or that whoever it is, which I catch shit too sometimes from them too, and they tell me. I even have other people out there telling me that, oh, blood is thicker than water. Um, how can you do that to your family? You're not supposed to turn your back on your family. So the answer that I had to that, like what I usually tell these people straight up, I says, okay, so I'm the bad guy because I cut my family member loose and family members are not supposed to do that. What about that family? If family are supposed to stick together as one, why is that family member trying to tear me down? It's okay for this family member to tear me down, but it's not okay for me to kind of like let them go out of my life because they're ruining my success. No. If a family member is loyal, they're going to be pushing you. They're going to be saying, right on. They're going to be helping you get into college. They're going to be going out there and just being your big support. So that's another thing that I would recommend. So you can have that talk with your family and you can tell them, it's like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna accomplish my dreams. It says mom, dad, sister, brother, friends, whatever it is. It says, hey, I love you, and I'm gonna accomplish my dreams whether you want me to or not. But if you're not gonna be supportive of my future, you are not gonna be in my future. And you have to fucking mean that. You can't just say it and not do anything about it when the time does come. You have to fucking mean it. And when the time does come where you have to let your family go, and I'm not, it is hard to do. It's not an easy thing to do, but it has to be done. You cannot call that person no happy birthdays, no Merry Christmas, no nothing. That family is non-existent to you. So moving on to number three, the quality of your life is in direct proportion of the quality of the people that you spend your time with. So what I mean by that is if you spend your time, if you are a high achiever and you're trying to reach your full potential and you're around negative people all the time where they're just trying to sandbag you and they're just trying to bring you down, is you're you're inviting these people. These people are gonna, I mean, there's a good chance you're inviting yourself to fail pretty much, because I'm going to explain it to you. There's a researcher that has actually studied the energy forces. This is the energy forces that we can't see, but we can actually feel it. So you have two different types of energy, which in your case, you're going to have the positive energy, which that is you, because you're a high achiever. You're always happy all the time. You're always trying to have get something going for yourself. So that's the positive energy, and everybody likes you. Then you have the negative energy, your family, your environment, your peer group, whatever it is. So these energy forces are fighting against each other. So the most dominant energy force is going to overpower the least dominant one. So what I mean by that is like what I was talking about, the government housing, and when you are around like 10 or 15, however much negative people that it is, and all these people you have, like for example, let's just say 10 people for example, and all these 10 people have all negative energy. They have hate towards the world, they have hate towards the government, they have hate towards corporations, they have hate towards high success, high achievers. They're just fucking miserable. They're fucking problem drinkers or whatever the case is. And here's you, just the lone wolf who is positive, always happy, always everybody loves you, everybody shows you positive respect. Now, that's the two energies that are going to be fighting against each other. So if you have 10 people that with that negative energy and you have that positive energy, the odds of you standing a chance to overpower all that negative energy is going to be very, very, very slim. Look at it as walking into a boxing ring and fighting 10 guys at the same time. Is the odds of you winning that match is fucking very, 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 very slim. Because you can't fight. It's impossible to fight 10 guys at the same time and knock all 10 guys out all at the same time. It's fucking very impossible. With the energy force, it works the same exact way. So your positive energy, if you're around all this negative energy all the time, it's a matter of time. All your positive energy is just gonna get sucked out of you. This is why we call negative people energy vampires, because they just fucking suck all the good energy out of you. And especially when you have 10 people doing that, you're just automatically going to do that, and then you're automatic, and there's a good chance you're just going to gravitate towards that life. So right now you are young. Appears according to what you're putting on top there, your age and stuff like that. I'm not going to disclose all that, but you're young right now. You still have a chance to get yourself out of there. You don't want to be like, I mean, look at these people. Look at their future. Look at them 20 years down the line when they're like, if these people are like in their 30s or 40s, look at them when they're like 70 or 80 years old. You really want to be like that? They're most of the time, just by like what you're explaining how they are, most of this time these people are going to be like 80 years old that has not accomplished a damn fucking thing in their life, and they're just going to be just sitting around just rotting away if they do make it to that age, because it's as has been statistically proven that people who are negative like that and who are always stressed out and always angry all the time, whatever it is, they have a shorter lifespan as well too. So if they do make it to that age, I'm pretty sure, is that how you want to be when you get old? Or do you want to be a high achiever, accomplish everything in your lives, be somebody, and then when you're on your deathbed, when you're 80 or 90 years old and you're on your deathbed, you want to look back and be like, hey, I accomplished this, I raised a great family, my kids is a fucking doctor, one of my other one is a lawyer, my other one is a architect, or whatever the case is. That's how you want to be. You don't want to be on your deathbed and looking back and be like, oh yeah, my kids is still in McDonald's flipping burgers. The other one is a dishwasher in a restaurant and he's like 50, 60 years old, been doing that all your life. I'm pretty sure that's not the life that you wanna live like that. So that would definitely be what I would recommend to you. And like I said, it's not going to be an easy road to do that. It is not. But I promise you, because you're going to be facing a lot of failures, you're going to be facing a lot of challenges. The first thing, so you have to change your peer group. You have to change, well, first of all, you have to start with your mindset, which it shows that you are in the great mindset right now. Your mindset is there. So the next thing you have to do, you have to change your environment. Get the fuck out of that neighborhood. Get the fuck out of that house. Get the fuck out of that place. Like I said, find a room to rent from somebody like in a more upscale neighborhood where people over there are hard workers, high achievers, and people that's gonna push you to reach your full potential, not people that just gonna fucking hold you down and drag you down and hold you down. So that's what I mean by changing your environment. Change your social circle. You have to change all your friends that are your so-called friends that are not supporting you, you have to change that around and make new friends. Make friends that is gonna inspire you to reach your full potential. Not the kind that's gonna fucking sandbag you and fuck your girlfriend when you're out at work. And no, you don't want those kind of people around. You want people that's gonna be inspiring you, people who are happily married. Because remember, like attracts like. That's one thing you got to remember, which I'll explain that on another topic later on. So that's other than that, that's pretty much it. So if you wanna, if this, I hope this video helps, and for whoever's watching it, I hope this video helps them as well too. If you want to hear, I'm going to be putting more videos and more topics out there later on. If you want to hear more topics or anything like that, I do like dating topics. I'll be putting out more dating topics, communication, women's psychology, and I'm also going to be putting more topics out there on life coaching too, on self-improving and stuff like that as well too, and so on and so on. So if you want to hear more of it, just hit that subscribe button and follow me on my channel. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you all later.